Okay, so in the James kit for the shovel heads, you get these valve seals. These are what come, the cheapy ones. So your guides have to be cut to accept valve seals. If they don't fit, they can cut them, or you buy them where they're already the right size. And I'll check that size, but these are the cheapy ones. Like, you can clearly see that on the inside there's no rubber, and then they're real paper thin, and you get the seal. Now they're okay, but the good ones look more like this, the James ones, and the rubber's on the inside, and it's a much beefier. You can see how, if I compare them side by side, I mean, there's no question about which one's the better one. But the problem with the James ones is they don't fit. They hit the lower valve keeper. So what you have to do is you have to grind them down. And the way I do that, it kind of looks like this. I get a veneer caliper, and then you measure from the top of the valve guide down to the keeper. Now on these, you could just do it like this, where you set it in, you press it down, and then you can read it, and it's at 255. But if you check the James ones, you can see they're 0.388, and so you got to cut that down because it won't go low enough. And then when your cam opens the valve, the upper valve spring keeper hits the top of this. So like I said, you could see the height difference. So you have to cut these down, and the best way I found is either the side of, you can take them on the side of a grinding wheel like that, or I take them down with the sander here. But because they're rubber on the inside, and you don't want to damage the you don't want to melt that rubber, I cut it a little, and then as it gets hot, I just dunk them in some water. This is the secret. Your shovel head will never smoke if you put valve seals on it. I see so many that are fresh done, got fresh heads on them, and they smoke immediately, and this is why, because they don't have valve seal. Now what I do is I check them as I go so I don't cut too much away. Now you can see that's cut a little crooked, and I'll straighten that out. And now it's down to 330, so it's getting really close. I checked from the top of my guide down to the lower valve spring keeper, and they were all just about at 3. So I'm going to take a little more off this, and then I'll show you when I'm done. So now I've cut 2 of them, and you can see there's quite a bit of material that you have to take off. And you go slow and you keep dunking it in the water. So I have 2 of them cut, and then the original one. I depth mic them, and I come up with 290. I turn it 90 degrees and check it, and 291. You know, you're not splitting atoms here. At the end of the day, it's still shovel head. Turn it, 295, 290. So that one's in the ballpark. And then the same thing with this one. You know, it's not cleaned yet, but 289. You get the idea. Again, these are much shorter, and I'm not going to take them down that much. I don't need to. 240. So that gives you the idea of how to, you know, sand these off and grind them down, get them flat.